Hello everyone, Ty Godwin from SeekingBostonMarathon.com. This week I'm talking about traveling and running and a few tips I've picked up on trips along the way. First off, what to pack. I don't like to check baggage, so I use a carry-on bag. This is pushing the limits of what you can do on United Airlines, but I always pack my run stuff. When I'm in training, I'm training 6-7 days a week, so when I go on the road for work, that doesn't mean I'm taking a vacation. It means I'm always packing my traveling stuff. But a few things I have in my bag all the time, so I don't forget, because I tend to forget a lot of things. I've got a running hat, a amphipod just to carry either a phone, gels, or an iPod. A light pair of running gloves, one of my older pair, as the weather, especially this time of year, we got snow in Denver last week of all things. So you always need to be prepared for huge swings in weather. And then I've got an exercise band that I use for some of the PT stuff that I'm doing. And lastly, I'll tend to throw in a light running jacket. You ball this thing up. This one's from Nike, like the one I'm wearing. It doesn't take up much room at all in terms of packing for your luggage. Water bottle, anything over probably, I don't know, 40 minutes, I want water. And I have got some hydration systems I use at home, but it's tough to pack all that stuff. One thing I improvised on the road here recently was I went to the gift shop in the Marriott Courtyard, picked up a standard bottle of water. I tend to run with a kind of a longer crew running sock. This one's also from Nike. No, they're not paying for this. I just like their stuff. But anyway, as you can tell, I just slipped this thing on and doubled it back, and I'm actually able to then slip in, either an iPhone. I use a Samsung Galaxy or your iPod, or you can fit in a few gels. It also keeps the water cooler. And it's comfortable enough to carry. I'll tend to throw it back and forth after a couple miles and move it around, but that way I've got water, and it also doubles. On that particular trip, I forgot my amphipod, so I improvised with the old sock, the sock method. I pack a Merce, or a man purse. This one's my running bag. It's from Ink and Burn. This was from one year. I got it at Boston when I bought some of their stuff. But anyway, I use this when I go to the gym here locally, and then I know I need to throw this in my bag when I travel. But it's got my nutrients, so gels, goo packs. I've always got my iPod in here, so I'm not trying to find out where my iPod is. And then as I'm packing for a trip, I'll maybe throw in my Garmin or anything else I need, zip it up, throw it in the bag, and we're good to go for packing for that trip. This is probably the weirdest one I'm going to give you, but I've started doing this at home and on the road. And that's after a run, I'm a big sweater, so I will, as in I sweat a lot. I think you knew what I meant. But I will jump in the shower after a run with my running clothes on, not with my shoes, but singlet and shorts, and even my socks. And I'll start washing my hair and doing all that, and then I'll, by a couple of minutes, my run clothes are rinsed. I'll throw them on the floor, and as I'm, finish up my shower, you wind up kind of stepping and agitating the run clothes there on the floor. It sounds kind of crazy, but at the end of the shower, you simply give it a quick rinse, hang them over the edge of the shower rail there in the hotel room, and you've got clean clothes. In fact, anymore, I'll just pack one pair of running shorts because by the next morning, my run shorts are dry, and I don't have to pack near as many clothes. It also helps on packing the bag at the end of a trip. You don't have really smelly clothes, but like I said, I do it at home, so when we do wash at home, my family's quit complaining that the rest of their clothes start to smell like a dirty runner. Forgetting socks, we've all probably forgot run socks on one occasion or another. I wouldn't recommend this on an 18-mile run, but This is actually a dress sock, so I just pull it all the way up. I double it back down over the heel, and not that I really care what people think about me running around, but I don't want to run around in dress socks. But this one just looks like a black crew. I've had to do that a couple of times, so I don't look. I look like a big enough dork without running around in black dress socks. The newspaper trick, again, I use this one at home and also on the road. I used it a couple of weeks ago with a really wet run I had. Crumple up some newspaper if your shoe got really wet and or smelly on a run. Usually 2 big sheets will do it. Stuff it in there that night. Next morning you'll find the shoes to be a lot drier and less smellier. What I wouldn't recommend is shoving in a hairdryer. I tried that with some of my Adidas, and because of some of the plastic here, it actually shrank one of my inserts. So the shoe is dry, but that particular trick or shortcut did not work. At the end of a trip, I have got a side pouch, so I'll just stuff that shoe in the side of the bag, and and again, it won't make my suit or business clothes get all smelly. The suitcase, I've already covered that. You know, I've got a suitcase that can fit everything I need in 1 week for work and for running. And the last piece is the fun part, and that is a little bit of planning. So if I'm going to the East Coast and I arrive late, first off, I try and plan my flights, not around my running, but I try and be a little smart about it to where if I know I've got an 8 a.m. breakfast on the East Coast and that's 6 a.m. to me, it may be tough to get up at 3 a.m. for a run. So in some cases I wind up doing my workouts at night, so you got to be a bit flexible. But you can also research the areas. I've had some fantastic runs around the world, Moscow, Singapore, Amsterdam, and then here in the U.S. in New York Central Park, and over the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco to Tiburon. So there's some fantastic stuff. Just go online to places like mapmyrun.com, or just send out a tweet to your run friends in that particular city, and you can find some great run routes. With that, hey, let me know if you've got some run tips for travel that you have used. Put them in the comments below, or send them my way on Facebook.com/Seeking Boston Marathon, or on Twitter, which is slightly different, Seeks Boston 26MI. With that, thanks for listening. We'll see you out on the run and on the road.